Well, hello Space Engineers. I'm down here at the bottom of the space elevator back on the ice lake. Do things a little differently this time. I'm going to start prepping some of these vehicles that I've made. I'm going to be putting them on the workshop. And that's mainly what I'm going to be spending some time doing. So instead of one long video, you'll probably see a bunch of small videos be coming up. This should be the first one I put up. But I'm going to start this one out with showing you how I'm going to be prepping these. I've already went through this and named everything. I made a change on this one where I added a merge block in on the bottom. And that is going to be what keeps these two together. There's still going to be a subgrid here, but I'll get into that later. I'm in creative mode, so we can not worry about that.
Fuel critical.
Well, here. Do I have any... I thought there was... I don't see it up there. There, we don't have to listen to that. But anyways, I went through, like I said, I named everything. I've got that down there, so both these ships should be in the blueprint at once. But the other thing I'm going to be doing to prep these, if I could find it, is first, I'm going to grab one of these. Make a copy. Come over here. And I'm going to do that. That's going to reset the origin block. So when I make a blueprint and project it, it should come from right there at the front of that. The other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off those. Oh, they're right there. Turn that off. And I'm going to put that on recharge. So that should... Let's see, is that merge block still going to be connected? Yeah, it's still showing green, so it's still connected. And this is how everything is going to be blueprinted. With the engines turned off, I'll make a copy of it from a good known spot. But the engines will be off, it'll be on recharge, so when you print it in survival, it should make it a little easier. You're not going to have it start to dance around when the thrusters get printed. That being said, if you copy this in creative and try to post it, you're going to have a problem where it just falls. So do watch for that if you're posting it in creative. Now to the specifics of this particular vehicle. As I said, this is a miner carrier combination. Oh. So let's get up in the air, get a good look around at it. On the back here we've got a small miner that's detachable, can go out and do some mining, where the carrier section is, well, it's just a carrier. It can hold, I've got 4 medium cargo containers on it to hold ore. This is where the ore detector is. The little miner on the back here does not have its own ore detector, but it's connected with an antenna to the main ship, so it should still be able to pick up from there. So we're going to go in here, go through our G menus. The first one... Actually, hold on. I'm going to be back. I'll make this a little easier on us with the G menus. Okay, I'm back. I now put on the build info mod, so we've got, well, more info here. So for our G menus, sitting here in the carrier itself. On our first bar, we've got carrier reverse thrusters, then just the carrier thrusters, and that is on and off. Number 4, that's our ore detector on and off. The carrier front camera, that's actually a down camera, that's so we can see when we're connecting up the connector. Number 6 is the minor up thrusters, so that gives you a little bit of a boost. So that's the thrusters on the miner itself being turned on, but it's just the upward thrusters. The landing pads, that's the, well, landing pads. That's our bottom connector, that would be what connects to the base, whatever. And of course our batteries, that's recharge on and off on the last one. Wrong button. Okay, over here on our second bar, we've got our antenna on and off. I forget what antenna that is. I want to say it's the carrier antenna, though it might be the miner antenna on and off. That's turning an antenna on or off. This is your control for your miner remote control, so that's how you get in control of it. And this is turning your merge block on and off on the carrier itself. And that's all of the that I've got on this one. Now if we go into the, hold on. If we go into the G menu for the miner itself, we've got our reverse thrusters on and off, our rest of the thrusters on and off. We've got a front view camera and a rear view camera, and those are just for view, and a bottom camera to view. Number 6 is just reversing a hinge. That's the hinge that's on the drill itself. Here we've got the drill, that's just a tool, so that you can right left click. We've got the connector in the rear to turn connect with, and the miner bats, that's recharge on and off. And 2, what I need to add to it is probably turn that on off. Nah, just leave that blank. I think I'll leave that out of it for now. Now when I originally built this, it did not have that merge block on there. It's perfectly usable without it. I'm just doing that. It's going to make it easier to blueprint. I'll blueprint both of them and you get both. So that is, let me get out of that. So that is those two. Let me, well, hold on, let me. Cycle this on and off. And the one last thing for this one is back here on the drill. If you're doing this in survival, this will not come across, so what you need to do is you simply add that drill. You know, you add the hinge part, put a drill on the end of it, and on that drill I've got a offset spotlight on each side connected with a 1x2 tip, and that's the sci-fi armor on each cover there. And each of those is labeled as a drill light. And there's a group in here named Miner Drill Lights, which has those two lights in them. And well, I've got these 2 blocks in there, but we're going to be ignoring those because I never did anything with them, or I tried, it wasn't going to work. The other things we have got to look through, I'm going through all this so that if some of this doesn't get copied over in the blueprint, or as it's printing, it doesn't work right, it's all here in video form at least, so you can come back and find it. So right here we've got an EV, an event controller that I'm calling carrier parking. It is set up to connector connected, and select the carrier bottom connector and add that to your blocks if it's not already there. For our actions, we're turning the reverse thrusters off in the first slot, on in the second. On our first tab, our second one is the rest of our carrier thrusters off and then on. The third one is our carrier batteries going into recharge, on off, and the second one enable auto. The fourth one is our gyros, is the carrier gyros going off in the first one, on in the second. Number 5 is the headlights off and on, and the minor up thrusters off and on. And I believe that's it for that one. Now I've got, for the EV connected, or I say connected EV event controller for the minor, we are watching the minor connector and adding that to the blocks. In our actions, it's a somewhat similar setup where we've got our reverse thrusters on and off. On our first tab, the second one is the rest of the thrusters. I say on and off, off and on. And number 3, we're turning the bats on recharge, on off, and then enable auto in the second one. The up thrust is on in number 5. Number 6 is the drill lights off or on. Number 7 is the tail lights off and on. Number 8 is the gyroscopes off or on. And I think number 9 is, number 9 is blank. And for the full, I've got it set to watch the minor cargo container to 95%. And if we can get that to not freeze, I'm simply turning the drill back off when it gets to that point. That can probably be adjusted to where instead of watching the cargo container, you can actually monitor the drill instead and set that up to about 90 or 80%, and then it'll cut off. But that will only work if you're turned the drill on. It won't work if you're doing the tool block with the right and left click thing. So that's a little crooked. So that's the setup for this little thing, for the minor and
Low.
for the carrier.
Fuel critical.
This will be handy to have for some people, I'm sure, to where you can go out and get a larger amount but still fit into a relatively small place. You can just park this outside somewhere and take the small miner into somewhere. That miner is designed to where it will fit in its own hole. So if you plunge straight forward into something with the drill going, the rest of it will follow without hitting the sides. So that is the first blueprint I'm going to work on and get put up. Thanks for watching the short introduction / setup video for this thing. And I will be around with other videos. Thank you for watching.